I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the
Comes with all your dishes, pots, pans, forks, knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment, and a hotel. You know what I mean? This here, right here, is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grades. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck, you can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud, straight up out the base.
Shit, I would have gave the answer. But being that you decided to put mouths, I'd have gave the politically correct answer. Right? I gave the politically correct answer. It begins with a B and it ends with H. And it rhymes with which. Oh, shit. One second, huh? What's that?
It's SHALAM, my brother.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that. But there's some little Russian bots that come in. You try and block those left, right, and center, all right? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what the hell they be typing in some weird sites. Somebody help me out here. It's still hot, I could feel it, but it ain't smoking like I need it. So what? Okay, boom. All right. Okay, Bakwash, let's go. What we dealing with you now?
Okay, so
you know what, Salaki, one more thing, because you had to slide this forward. I hope it ain't, I need this going forward a little bit more without messing with the camera. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more. A little bit more room. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I want them big ass notebooks. So okay. All right, that should work. Is it to or did it blur the camera? It's to All right, no sweat. So go ahead, Bukwash. Let me get that question one more time, all right?
Okay, sir. There was a conversation going on at the slave, and this brother was telling his other sister that about how he's working, probably getting another slavery. And then she came out and said, well, yeah, that's in the Bible. If a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. And
of course, you knew she was wrong because she was a bitch. That's a lot. Was he talking to her?
He was constantly. He was talking to her.
Okay, my apologies. She's not a bitch.
And then he agreed, like, yeah, I agree, and blah blah blah. But I'm like, no, you're wrong. I didn't say that, but I'm just.
I mean, you could have said she was wrong because she is wrong. She definitely is wrong. She is okay. She might be able to pull a scripture that says it, and be right because it's of course one of the curses from the garden, right? But the spirit in which she is saying it is different. That's definitely not what what that means as far as she's saying it. Get the point? Because that's for her too. If a man don't work, he don't eat. But that's not what. Let's get some of it. All right. Give me the one in Genesis. Then give me the other one in the New Testament. There's one in the New Testament.
2 Thessalonians 3.
That song right about right. That's the one with the what's called it? Not an invalid. Infidel. The one who provided not for the family. It might be around there. All right. So give me the one in Genesis first. All right.
You want to till the earth, sir?
Give me by the sweat of your brow. I'll take that first. I'm trying to find myself.
Genesis 3:19, sir.
Sweat of the brow.
Come on, sir. Go ahead, read, sir.
Yeah. As soon as you find it,
Come on, sir. Genesis chapter 3, verse 19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for thus thou art.
Right? The sweat of your brow you're going to eat. All right? Sweat of your brow. So like it. Anything with the camera again? It's saying it's not focus.
It's going in and out.
You'll bear with me with the camera, all right? See if there's a setting in there for auto focus. That's probably you might have to take it off. You know what I mean? If there's a setting in there for auto focus, you might just have to take it off. All right. Read the scripture one more time.
Come on, sir. Genesis chapter 3, verse 19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken.
Right.
For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
Right. This was, of course, one of the punishments. Right. The sweat of your brow. That's how you're going to eat. Right. By slaving. Right. Now, somebody might ask if before in the garden, if people didn't have to work. Yes, you still had to work, but it was not like how you have to work now.
Right.
You get the point? It was not like how you have to work now because, of course, it's the garden. It's providing your food. Right. The Lord is providing your food. Now you have even in the so-called oppressors kingdom, they have an equation called efficiency.
Yeah.
Right. And what does the equation called efficiency state? Go ahead, Kazar.
I believe that's where it talks about how much man hours they can get versus productivity to equal the best efficiency. I think I was just talking to my rib last night about, they said 10-hour shifts are the optimum shift for
the workers and efficiency.
That's what they're saying now.
Right.
You know why they're saying that now? Because come on.
Because it wouldn't have to actually physically come in.
Well, it's on that vein. And this is just a sidebar. Right now, the talking middle class or working class America is we don't need a 40-hour week anymore, meaning 5 days. Right. So they want to work less days. Now, if they have to work less days with the current 8-hour day, we're talking about 32 hours, right, maybe even 25, 26 hours. Yep. Okay. So, of course, now it has to go from 8-hour days to 10-hour days if you're going to be in here for 4 days a week. Right. That's why they're talking that talk now. Right. But the efficiency is an input-output ratio. Right. It's an input-output ratio. Okay. And in life and in science, in everything, you know, people say you put in, I'm too wild for now. I'm gonna grab some later on, all right? Cause I just got some here. 2 out of 2. I appreciate it. You know, people say you could only get out what you put in. Right. That's not actually accurate. Right. You could only take out. Actually, what you take out is going to be less than what you put in. Okay. Efficiency states there's nothing is 100% efficient. Right? Is you try to get in the upper 90 percentile. But in everything, even in a machine, there's efficiency loss to friction. Right. Moving parts make you lose power. Engine could be producing so much horsepower. Right. But really, when the rubber hits the road, it's less. Right. Because that's just how it is. The amount you put in to how much you actually get out, it's you put more in to get a little bit less out. Okay. Right? It's never 100 for 100. It's 100 for about 90. Right. If the machine works good enough. So just think like that. Like before, you didn't have to work like how you did now to eat. Because, of course, the garden is the garden. You get the point? Okay. It's there. There's a man to organize everything and till everything, but it's not like how it is now. Now, you have to go and put that 8 hours in at the slave plus 2 hours on either side to gear up for it or to decompress from the slave. You gotta if you gotta be as a slave at 8, you gotta be up at 5:30, 6 o'clock latest, because you gotta be out in an hour and then hit an hour traffic, and then there's an hour from the slave home, and then there's another hour before anybody in the house could talk to you. So effectively, you're talking about 8 plus 4 hours. That's 12 hours a day you're giving them, right, but you only getting paid for 8, and really you might get paid for about 7.5 because they're looking to duck you for every little thing. Some slaveries. If you clock in the ones with the clock cards, some of them operate on the quarter-hour system. So now if you clock in at 7:45, you might get a few minutes extra, but you're definitely getting the 8. 8:01 is immediately 8:15. You're going to lose that first quarter hour, right? Anything over that time. Now, if you pass 8:15, now they're taking a half hour from you. Some slaveries operate like that, which lets you know what you put in is not what you're getting out, which is you have to work by the sweat of your brow when you eat. You're going to have to put a little more in to get this amount out. It's never, pay me what I'm worth. It's never that. It's never, ever that. You get the point? That's how it is today, right? So, of course, she say, if a man don't work, he don't eat. So this is one to explain it. But, of course, her being a sister, deciding to say, well, yeah, I can understand that, because if a man don't work, he don't eat. First off, the brother is not talking about not eating. Right. You get the point? He's not talking about not eating. How you know that? In this question, the brother is that slave. He said he had to get another slave. Why? He wants to build up he wants some more money, because of course what he's putting in is not what he's getting out. Right. So he wants another slave to eat. No, he's not talking about eating. He's talking about getting another slave because the efficiency ratio, the coefficient of efficiency, if you want to talk about science, it's low for him. As far as he's concerned, when he goes every bi-weekly on a Thursday to see his timesheet, or every month, or at the end of every week, when he look at it after taxes and child support and the health care and this and that, and he look what he taking home, and he's like, there got to be another way. Right. But he don't know the other way, so the only other way is to do what? Is to get another slave. You get the point? Right. Now she's saying, yeah, if a man don't work, he don't eat. That's just her being a old Christian big mouth witch with a B. You get the point? Right. That's her being that. Right. So then let's get the other scripture that he's talking about. All right.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
Hold on one second. Read it one more time again.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
Right. That might be the one-on-one. Not that one. The other provide. I'm going to take that one after them. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, let me see. So in the New Testament, give me second Thessalonians 3 and 10. You could start at 9 through 12. All right.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 9. Not because we have not power, but to make ourselves an ensample unto you to follow us.
All right, go ahead.
For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
Right. So now this is more so what she talking about. If any don't work, neither would she eat. You get me on Bukwash? You still trying to adjust the thing?
I'm just getting questions so I can find
I got you. No sweat. Read it one more time for me, all right?
2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 9. Not because we have not power, but to make ourselves an ensample unto you to follow us. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
Right? So Christians take this right here. They take this right here in this isolated section, and they're saying, that's right. If you don't work, neither should you eat. Meaning what? If you don't have a slavery. Right. You get the point? If you don't have a slavery, then you don't eat. You get the point? That's what she's saying, which is not true. That's not accurate, right? Somebody pick up where he's at. Go ahead and read young man.
Verse 10. Thessalonians 3, verse 9.
Go ahead.
It's 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse
when you
10.
Done, make sure the scripture is up on the board too, all right? Go ahead.
For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. Verse 11. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies.
Nice and loud. Give me that a little louder. Read verse 11 again. Nice and loud. You could shout in here too, Right. This ain't the office place.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 11. For we hear that
smoke a little too much. You sure?
For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies.
Because I sit more up front, lean it back for people, all right? Prefer it a little bit closer. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Now them that are such, we command and exhort.
Verse 11, one more. Salakia.
Come on, sir. Verse 11. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly,
working
not at all, but are busybodies.
Okay. Now, what does that sound like to the Christian? We hear there's some among you working not at all, but are busybodies. What does that sound like? That's that same sister who was saying that to the brother. She told her brother on his slavery that, yeah, if a man don't work, he don't eat. So now we pull the scripture. What does that sound like? We pull the first one that says if a man don't work, he don't eat. Then the second one is saying what? We hear there are some among you which walk disorderly, working not at all. What does that sound like? To the Christian, don't give me a breakdown. What does the Christian reading this say?
A Christian probably look at this as somebody that that's just a couch potato, I guess, and playing video games, that type of ordeal. Would this be that?
You kind of you trying to cut a certain section. God damn. Good.
A Christian would read this and relate it to the disorder. Like a man is out of order if he don't work.
If he don't have
money,
a job.
Right.
You gotta be specific.
Right.
If he don't have a slavery, he is disorderly. Right. That's what the Christian sees when they read this. Right. And that's what she talking about. That's the spirit she talking about. Mm-hmm. So the first one in Genesis was to show that this was a punishment the Lord gave to us all. Right. That whole efficiency ratio, since you can't obey my laws, just like if you have a child in the house, you do everything for the child. Whatever the kid want, you work it out, they get it, you work your overtime, whatever you provided for them. Right. You do everything. The minute that child doesn't do what you want, it's a problem. Right. And now, well, you're grown, you could do what you want, get out of my house. And what does that child realize when they get out of the house? That somebody shit they was getting, they did not work for. Right. So now they have to go work for it and put in a whole lot more to get just this little return. Right. And that's just life. But when you're living under your father's house, brother, you know, you the son of the king. Right. You could get whatever. You get the point? And Genesis that's what we were before. And after we got kicked out, this is our life here today. Right. The way how you get to eat, you are going to have to toil for it. You're going to have to toil, not come downstairs and go in the fridge. You understand? Not, take up the keys and just go drive the car. And, you don't even think about gas. You don't think about the chickens. You don't think about the damn goat or the cow. You just consume, right? But when you go outside, you in the store like $4.99. Oh, this one's $4.35. Put us back. You down to 15 cents is what? Yeah, because if I buy 10 of these in 10 years, that's shit. Put that back. You start running them. Go ahead.
It's like, can you liken that to Adam in the garden?
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking. That first one we read in Genesis was in the garden, right? So that's why I said, in a sense, there is truth to what she said. However, her saying it is not talking about Adam in the garden because one, the brother is not talking about eating. Right. He's talking about extra money for his extra bills. Right. Two, if that's the case, what is said in Genesis applies to the woman also. You get the point? It's not just a man. Right. But she made the point, yeah, the Bible says if a man don't work, he don't eat. So now we on to this here in Thessalonians is the Christian perspective on that statement. You get what I'm saying? All right, so give me verse 11 again.
This is 2 Thessalonians 3, chapter 3, verse 11. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies. Mm-hmm. Now them that are such, we command and exhort by our Lord Jesus Christ, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread.
All right, stop right there. Hold on, we don't need 12 yet. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so now the Christian spirit on this is if you don't have a slavery, you're disorderly, and you're not supposed to eat. What do the Christians not understand about this scripture right here?
This is talking about the men of the Lord doing the Lord's work, going to camp.
This is not talking about whether you go on clock of 40 hours. Right? This is not talking about whether you do a 40 hours. This here is the work of the Lord. You get the point? This is the work of the Lord. So give me a little bit more. What is he really talking about here? If you don't work, you don't eat. What is the work he talking about?
If we don't put this work in for the Lord, then
what work? What's the work?
Salaki, if I may, going and repairing our nation and preserving our nation.
So what's the work?
Holding the law, statute, and script, teaching.
How could you show me you keeping the law? You can't. You can't. There's no way you could show me you keeping the law. You're here 2 hours a day, a few times a week. There's no way you could show that. You get the point? How could Tyreek Hill show me that he's squatting in the gym every day? He can't without the cell phone, of course. He can't. You get the point? But when he goes to work, he does though. When he blow past everybody. You get the point? So what work is we talking about? Coming to you.
Going and teaching the law, statute, and commandments.
Going out on the street. Going out on that street and teaching. Holding posts in that cold, in that heat. Traveling far when you don't need to. You don't want to travel that far. As far as you're concerned, why the hell is this necessary? You get the point? It's much easier to set up a damn live and sit right there and just teach. Right? It takes something to wake up and drive and stop to stretch your back half the way. You get the point? And use the bathroom and then drive some more. It takes something to go do that and then stand in a zone that you don't know. This is not your hood. This is not your area. This is not your city. And blaze there and try to raise up the dead who don't want you there. They'll get out of town. You ain't from around here. And you got to stay there until they come to class and ask you to fix their life. That's the work. Now, if you're not doing that, Paul is saying you can't eat. Eat what?
Eat from your father's house.
Break it down more.
You can't be called the son of the king and have what the king has for you. Like,
okay, well, break it down to today. Ain't nobody father wearing no crown up in here.
You can't have power.
Come on.
You can't have power if you don't go out and do the most work.
Eat. If a man don't work, he cannot eat.
So like you won't be able to reap the benefits when Christ come back.
It didn't say when Christ come back. It didn't say that, unless I'm mistaken. All right, come on.
If I could. Just narrow it down to what you just said. As far as let's take it today, it was so-called 2022. Where it says that you wouldn't be able to eat, is it saying like reaping the resources of what the Lord's name is up in here? If you're not putting in the work, you're not going to be able to reap those resources like in the head. Brothers and sisters receive assistance with the entire family. You get guidance when the snowstorms come to stock up on this and get gas. You won't reap you won't be able to eat of the knowledge. Pretty much, you're not in here, so you can't get those type of things. You're not going to get it in the world as close as you may think you're going to get it. You're not going to get that.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to come and eat what the men. Just think when Christ fed the multitude. Right, pull it for me. Pull it exactly where he left and the people came behind him.
Okay.
Who was it? You have it?
Matthew chapter 14,
Go
verse
ahead.
15.
Go ahead.
And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, this is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals. But Yahushua said unto them, they need not depart. Give ye them to eat.
Right? So now they finish camp, and the multitude following them. The disciples come and say, yo, send them away, let them go. Because they hungry. The disciples themselves hungry after working. Christ said, no, you gonna feed them. Your job is not done. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. But Yahushua said unto them, they need not depart. Give ye them to eat. And they say unto him, we have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He said, bring them hither to me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass.
Right. He told them to sit. He said, bring the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes. Go ahead.
And took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes and looked up to heaven. He blessed and brake.
Right. He looked up to heaven. He thanked the Lord for it and blessed the food and started to share it. Go ahead.
And gave the loaves to his disciples.
And gave the loaves to who?
To his disciples.
To who?
To his disciples.
Right. This is the part Christians always forget. Christians never teach that the men who roll with Christ ate first. You get the point?
Right.
It doesn't matter who hungry. There's babies in that multitude. Them men who hazard their lives and do the work,
right,
they ate first.
Right.
They ate full out fish and loaves.
Right.
Keep reading.
Okay. And the disciples to the multitude, and they did all eat and were filled.
Hold on. Give me the other account. That's Matthew.
Yep.
Give me the one in Mark. This one is good. The one in Mark has more detail.
Okay.
Give me the one where they passed the baskets around after they ate and collected the crumbs. It says crumbs or fragments.
Okay.
I think it's fragments or crumbs.
Okay.
Right, that's the one I need.
Mark
8:19.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Art. Go ahead, Kazak.
Mark chapter 6, verse 37. He answered and said unto them, give ye them to eat. And they say unto him, shall we go and buy 200 pennyworth of bread? Right. So now they're getting fresh with our king. Right. They're getting fresh, which happens from time to time, because of course they ain't really built for it just yet. Right. He's building them for it, right, but they're not really fully built for it. Right. So of course they're getting fresh because their little pitty belly's hurting. Right. So what you want us to do? You're just going buy $200 worth of food to feed all these goddamn people? Right. Go ahead. And give them to eat? He said unto them, how many loaves have ye? Right. Now Christ had to go and show them some grown man shit. Right. He said, all right, nigga. Right. How many loaves do y'all have? 5, 2 fish? Bring them here. I'll show you how. When you want to do the work, the job becomes easy. Right. You understand? The brothers at this point didn't want to do it because they were at their end. They were at their, I don't know what to say, their fitness end spiritually. Right. You know, you're playing a game and you just done. Yeah. The score tie, you like, oh shit, somebody lose. I'm gonna lose. You throw the game because you gassed. Yeah. They was done. They're hungry. And Christ talking about, feed the multitude. Nigga, I've been on that podium since 9 this morning. What are you talking about? But now he had to show them a little bit more. Right. So he tell them, bring the 5 and the 2. Go ahead. Okay. He said unto them, how many loaves have ye? Mm-hmm. Go and see. And when they knew, they say 5 and 2 fishes. Mm-hmm. And he commanded them to make all sit down by companies upon the green grass. And they sat down in ranks by hundreds and fifties. Right. Another thing the Christians don't ever talk about. Right. Christ broke the multitude up into groups, right, of ranks, right? Hundreds and fifties, just like the ranks that match your officership. Right, officer of 500, officer of 50, right? Because of course, those brothers are going to come take care of this group and this group and this group. You get the point? Go ahead. And when he had taken the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to heaven and blessed and brake the loaves and gave them to his disciples to set before them.
Go ahead.
And the 2 fishes divided he among them all.
Right. So now he gave the disciples the loaves to break with them, and the fishes to them. He didn't even talk about the multitude yet. Right? Peter, Matthew, Mark, Andrew, all the men ate. Right? Go ahead.
And they did all eat.
And they did all eat. Meaning he gave it to them and they did all eat. Meaning they ain't like, well, what about the multitude? Them niggas ate. Them niggas broke bread. Y'all know how that is after camp. As soon as y'all come and count that money up, you know what I mean, put away the camp report, what goes down in here? Niggas eat. Niggas eat and fall back and talk about the ITHES. Go ahead.
And were filled.
And well, what?
And were filled.
Do y'all eat with, like Catholic monks, a piece of wafer and a swish of wine? Y'all eat and get filled up in here, right? Till y'all regret it Sunday morning because Zach hold your tail on that damn hill and say drop and run. You regret eating. Niggas be like, nah, I don't want all them carbs. Niggas get real scientific with the damn plate. There's too much carbohydrates to me. I need the good fats. The polyunsaturated meat. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments.
Right. And now what does that mean? Shabbat. Just imagine eating in here. And Christ gave 12 baskets. Each disciple have a basket. And then he took the fragments.
And they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments and of the fishes.
Right? Of the fragments and of the fishes. What is that? 1 second. Go ahead. No. Huh? Of what?
Of what they eat. What they ate.
What the disciples eat. That's right. Keep going. Make sure you're listening, all right?
What's the next chapter, sir?
Whatever the next was.
Verse 6. And he went out from thence and came into his own country.
It didn't talk there about how they feed the multitude? Okay, so that's the end of it. Meaning this. The multitude was not fed with them, the 5 bread and the 2 fishes. It was not fed with the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes. The multitude was fed with what? The remnants, the crumbs. What was left on your plate after you were filled? Why is that important?
Because this is the brothers that are doing the work. It's only right that they should eat.
Why? Why is it only right that they should eat?
So that they can continue to do the work.
I'm there a little more. Go ahead.
It's like also too, it's the payment for that day's work, in a sense.
That's true too. There's something else though.
Could it be like, I mean, it's an example for the people, for them to see Christ is the one who executed this order, who said do this. And Christ is supposed to be, it discusses Christians and what it means to actually follow.
Somebody hold First Timothy 5:18 too, all right? Go ahead, Rob.
It was the disciples was also being taught something, but it's also like the people get to see, like we still gonna feed you, but if you want to eat like this, it lets it.
Not that part, because it don't say that the people saw what he did.
Right.
Just like when we eat, very rarely do we eat in front of everybody.
Right.
Right? Very rarely. It's a difference. Anybody else?
It's like you asking why should disciples eat first?
They're the king's sons.
You on it, sis?
Is it that it's doing something for their spirit word to what's the word? To prove to themselves that they have this power?
Very simple. Way simpler than that.
Because they're the ones that were sacrificing with Christ. It's like how we say it in our lingo today, like you wasn't with me,
You wasn't with me, Jim.
Right.
Exactly. There's the ones who facing death with Christ every day.
Right.
When the Sadducees and Pharisees show up to try to trick Christ into saying something so they could stone him, who's there?
Those disciples.
When the legion show up to take Christ, Peter cut the ear off of one of them.
Right.
That nigga had to eat first,
Right.
not some Christian.
Right.
Get the point?
Constant.
Like this is who we are. This is the way.
Constant.
Right? This is our life.
Right.
This is what this is.
Right.
You get the point? Come on.
So like I said, if I may, and this is every time we go into these records, it's so important that we understand, like, the UPK lives the Bible. I remember we used to go to camp in Baltimore, and like General Shalom, he'll buy like chicken for everybody. And we'll all be at camp, we'll have like a piece of bread, a piece of chicken while we still on Shamar eating. And then like it always never failed. There'll be somebody that'll come up and will ask for a piece of chicken.
Yep.
And I remember one time I seen one of the troopers. It was like a couple troopers that didn't get any yet. And you know, Sharma was like, "Give us 1 second. You know, so we gonna see what we got left."
Yep.
He made sure them troopers that was on the outside had chicken.
We not the Christian church, we not the Christian church, brother. This is how we come up.
Right.
This is how we come up. This is how it's done.
Right.
The brothers who hold in them that line with you
Right.
is fighting demons on the front, on the back, on the side to side.
Right.
You understand? North, south, east, and west. You think the food gonna come to the camp and I'm gonna feed your filthy ass first? No. You could wait and let better men eat.
Right.
And when these men have eaten, now you can eat.
Right.
That's the way.
That's right.
That's just the way. We're not Christian. You get the point?
Right.
So the multitude was fed with crumbs and fragments, what remained. And that's what was the miracle. Not that he multiplied 5 loaves. It was crumbs that fed them. It was what was left after the disciples ate. And what does it say? They ate and were what?
And were filled.
And were filled. Not like they ate and, a bite. I'm going to take a bite and leave for who though? No. Y'all eat. Y'all know what's up in here?
Yeah.
How many times say, man, y'all eat, y'all eat. You want a plate to carry? You don't take this home? You don't take that home?
Right.
Why? Why is that? Because your work is respected, Ak. The work you do in here is respected. You sisters, the work y'all do in here is respected. And whatever comes here, you partake of it first.
Right.
You get the point? Your work is respected. The Lord respects your work. You get the point? That happens. It has to happen like that. Because, of course, if you are not fed, what happens? If you go hungry, what happens?
You won't go and feed the people or want to do the job.
Not want to, but you can't do the job. How can you do the job and you're hungry?
Right.
How can you do the job and you're starving? How can you do the job and you're homeless?
Right.
How can you do the job and whatever other problems you have?
Right.
You can't do the job, yet still you the one showing up to do the job, not them. Why would I feed them? First,
Right.
Salakia. Catch myself. You all know I'm in DC. DC, hard city. I wouldn't feed y'all for shit if I didn't get orders to. I'd feed Maryland and Virginia. Them niggas in the district and them wards, y'all go let Bowser feed y'all wicked ass. Salakia. Y'all go let Bowser feed y'all. Now, if y'all show up and you're all black, and you come up in this camp and you hold it down, and I see that you working for these brothers who done been working up in here under me, then I could consider it.
Right.
And it's the same way on the flip side.
Right.
What is you go to anywhere, any one of them governmental places for assistance, what they ask you? They want to know where you're living first. Right? They want your address. Oh, are you part of my zone?
Right.
You paying taxes here? They want your W-2 to see what work you've been doing to get their benefits. What the hell? Why should I be any different? Why should in here be any different? Right? If we're going to have the kingdom of heaven that's going to be better than the white man's kingdom, surely at the least, I should operate the same way. Right? You get the point? That's why you eat first. You get the point? That's what that scripture in Thessalonians is talking about. Not talking about a job, bitch. Excuse my language. It's not talking about, 40 hours. It's talking about the brothers who go and change their life and go out and teach and hazard their lives. The sister change their life and go out and teach and do the work, not teach, but go out and, pull strings for the brothers, meaning, put certain things in place so they could go and get this TV program or go and get this prison program or apply for these grants so they could go buy vans and buildings. The people who come in here and work for the Lord, they should eat. Somebody who is not working for the Lord should not eat first. You could eat after everybody else eats. You could eat, but after. These men have to eat first. These women have to eat first. Why? Because they showed up for the job long before you, long before food came. So when the food comes, they should eat first. Give me the one I want. 2 Timothy.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 5, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
For the scripture saith.
Right, Salaki, hold on 1 second. When the COVID just hit 2020, who was the first ones getting the vaccine?
The essential workers.
The what?
The essential workers.
The ones who were showing up when everybody else was home.
Right.
The ones who was on the hospitals. The ones who was, on the front line. And even they say it today, them nurses who on the front line and this and that and this and that, they was getting it first. Why should they give somebody else? And why people who was not essential was paying for the vaccine? Because they had to wait. That's just how life is. Whoever is down gets down.
Right.
Please.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 and 18. For the scripture saith, thou shalt not muzzle the ox.
Say it again.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn, and the laborer is worthy of his reward.
You must not muzzle the ox that tread the corn. Like you have an animal that has a muzzle, they can't open the mouth. You know a muzzle you put on a dog? Yeah. If that muzzle is on the ox, they can't eat because they can't open their mouth. Right. You cannot muzzle the ox that tread the corn, meaning you have to take that off and let the ox eat. Right. The ox treading the corn, what the ox would eat, all that food there he making for you and you're not letting him eat? Right. That's stupid. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. This is how Christ works out. Like he's working for you, he's gonna get it. He had his hand up first. I'm coming to you. Go ahead.
Sir, it was I was at a slavery law.
Give me a little bit on this one. Right here. And then some of this one. Yeah, please hold on.
I was at slavery a while back, and it was his brother was telling me he had his hand in jack of all trades doing a bunch of different stuff, and he was saying the way the key to him making it was to invest it in his tools, the things that help him do his job easier.
Right.
So he was like, don't spare any cost on making the job easier, and then so I'm just relating that to the brothers in here. Taking care of the brothers would make the job easier to actually go out and do.
Okay, well, that's true. But the tools in the toolkit is not a brother because the tools doesn't have problems.
Concept.
That tool is that tool Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Right. That wrench is that wrench January or winter. That brother is going to have issues to water tools. You understand?
Concept.
That brother in January is not that brother in winter. Now, does that mean you don't take care of him? But if that tool is not the same tool, what do you do? Exactly. You get the point? So I wouldn't use it as that. Also, you may have a brother or a sister who is been useful to you for years. But this year, they're not that useful. In fact, this year, they're costing you. If that's a tool, what do you do? If that's a brother in the work of the Lord or a sister in the work of the Lord, what do? You rebuild them. And it's going to cost you to rebuild them, but you do it why? Because they showed up to work for your king who was killed when nobody else would. You get the point? But with all things, mercy and grace runs out. It happens. You get the point? Even Christ said it with the tree. When he said with the fig tree. You know what I'm talking about? When he said dung it, and if it don't produce, cut it down. But before he said cut it down, he said pack it with manure and give it what it needs to grow so it could produce. It's honoring your work. It's honoring your service. You get the point? It's honoring that. So that's what that scripture in Thessalonians. Let's go back to Thessalonians 3 and 10 and 11. Salakia, let me come to you. Salakia, brother.
Listen, I was gonna say what you're saying so heavy. Like Christianity is just one hell of a drug because, like, until you like when you just saying like I can just imagine a lot of Christians or people that's just against it. Like when you give it like this is how Christ worked and this is how he ran and how he moved.
Mm-hmm.
Like until you give that example of this is what everyone else does around how our oppressor runs their society and who got the vaccine first. It just seemed like it just seemed like he just coming up with whatever, and it's not enough that this is how Christ moved. But when you started bring it to light, well, everybody else does it. It just shows you how really misguided we are.
It's not just misguided. We have a serious case of self-hatred. Like we would believe this if Commander Yahanna was white. If he was a white man and up there with all the blonde hair and the blue eyes and all the whiteness and telling us we the chosen people, brother, this place would have been, there'd be people on the roof watching on the phone. But we cannot ever give a black man the honor that's due with the work. You get the point? And we've really kind of always been that type of people, which is why the Lord gave the prophets power and might. A certain spiritual power the Lord gave the prophets for one reason and one reason only.
So that everybody would have to respect and go to them.
So well, two. One is to show that Moses, God is God. And to show, let me listen to whoever this nigga is who have wielding this power, because the God he's serving is the God. You get the point? That's kind of how it is. But without that, the things we do, people say is what? It's too aggressive. It's rough. It's too invasive. Why you need all of this from me? Why you need all of that from me? When you go down to the social office and give them everything but your drawer size. And then you had the nerve to ask them for the emergency EBT card. You want the one today. You want that one today. You get the point? But I come up in here and ask you your name, your last name, and your address. What you want that for? Go out there then. Go out there and eat. I don't give a rat's ass. Go wherever you want to give whoever your address, nigga. Fuck, I'm gonna do with this shit. That's what I be want. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do with this shit? I'm gonna clone you and take your possessions or something? I'm gonna show up and be like, yeah, I'm Sigmund Freud from Waldorf. What the fuck? I don't know what. But once again, this is just how our people are. It's easier to accept it from a heathen. But a nigga like you, he up to something. He ain't no good. They this, they that, they the other. That's just how we are. But once again, this is the Lord's chosen people. So what do? We say our people this, that, the other, and start like them fake Israelites and them Christians do, hating our people. No, this is the Lord's people at the end of the day. This is like a child you're taking care of for your friend. You're gonna entreat that child. You're gonna do what it takes to win that child over, and that's what we do. You get the point? That's our thing. You must just give me 2 Thessalonians again.
Come, sir. Start from 9.
3 and 10.
Come. The 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
You understand? Now, if you go read this from the top, this is Paul talking to the brothers in Thessalonia. That's why he said, even when we were with you, we told you, if a man ain't here working, he can't eat. Why would Paul have to say that? If a man ain't in here working, he can't eat.
Because the brothers will be a Christian and feeding everybody.
I know him. He's a good brother. Sisters, Sir, like you said, I know her. She a good sister. Sis, that's, you know, your friends are whole. And she should starve. And that's that. That's just that. Get the point? Brother, that brother you got is a drug addict, and he needs to be on the street. You're not helping him. General Katham used to always tell me that, but I remember that Salaki. 2 brothers. Some random brothers came up in here, and they had different afflictions, some serious afflictions. And General Katham is like, Mashak, why are you helping them? Don't help them. You're not helping them. I was like, sir, I want to help them. I want to help them. Come to find out, these brothers was finessing and taking all the help and doing nefarious shit with the shit. Some family member found out and called and got the report. And then the brothers came and said they were sorry and blah, 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 blah. And spoke to General Katham. And General Katham is like, Mashak, I done told you. I done told you. You know, General Katham is talk. I say, yes, sir, Khan. No sweat. And I proceeded to tell them brothers they need to be homeless and they should go in that shelter and thank the Lord. They don't need no help here to pay their rent no more. You need to be homeless. You need an eviction. The eviction is going to help you. And they got angry with me for that. And I felt bad at first. I felt like, damn, that's the last bit of Christianity that I left out of that. But now, no, I need that broken. So I'm in hell. Good, me too. What part of hell you at? 5th and what? I'm on New York and 6th. Where you at? I'm in hell too. Sometimes that affliction is what you need. That adversity that the Lord is bringing on you. Sometimes that's what you need. And you getting in the warrior said, I might be in the way of the Lord trying to punish you. Who the hell want to stand in the way? And that's just it. You get the point? That's just how it is. Come on.
Like I said, he even said Ecclesiastes, help not a sinner.
Help not a sinner. You get the point? It happens. It happens from time to time. But in this context here, this is the people who show up to work for Christ. Right. The people who show up to work for him must be honored. Right. They must be respected. Their time must be respected. Any of y'all in here from DC? Any of you? Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Anyone of y'all in here coming from DC tonight? No. Right? What's the shortest drive up in here? Which is what? Well, 10 minutes?
Like 7 to 10 minutes.
7 to 10 minutes. What's the longest drive?
10 hours, Michigan.
Man, you ain't coming from no goddamn Michigan, man. Nigga trying to finesse the application. You trying to finesse the application. How much people in your household? There's granny, grandpa, auntie, uncle, tanty, ma, pa, the dog. You came from Michigan today. I believe the furthest drive is them sisters from Waldorf, right? How long is your drive?
Like 40 minutes.
40 minutes in traffic or out of traffic? That 40 minutes sound like no traffic.
From here, hour.
From about an hour, right? Good. And somebody who will ride down there 5 minutes away on Rhode Island and something will get something to eat before you? No. You drive an hour to come and hear how horrible you are and how bad you need to change your life. Somehow, somewhere down the line, that shit must pay off, right? You all done heard some horrible things about yourself in here, right? Me too. I mean, good, right? That's why you eat first, Doc. That's why you eat first. That bro, that slave, she's just a Christian and she hates men. And she's really low-key happy that this brother has to go work 2 slaves. In her mind, it's like, yeah, you better go work, because if a man don't work, he don't eat. She probably have her baby daddy on child support, telling the baby how he ugly like just his daddy. Just overall hate brothers, and she's just a bastard. That's just really it. But what she's saying is not true. Give me the other one with the infidel, please.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
All right. So now they use this as well. Right? Christians, especially Christian women and effeminate Christian men, use the scripture to say if you don't have a slavery, you're not bringing home no money, you are worse than an infidel. Because, of course, it says if you don't provide for your own household, it said provide. A man, you hear Christians say it all the time. A man is supposed to be a provider and blah, 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 blah. Brother, I thank the Lord for the UPK because, boy, that is bondage, Jack. That is absolute bondage. No, don't get me wrong. This is not saying you shouldn't go get a slavery. Go get a slavery if you have to. But if you don't have one, that does not make you Bin Laden. It doesn't make you, Hannibal Lecter. It doesn't make you useless. You get the point? But they use the scripture to say if a man don't provide for his own home, he's an infidel. Let's skip up. Where you at again?
1 Timothy 5 and 8, sir.
5 and 8. Let's go to 1, all right?
1 Timothy chapter 5.
No, because you asking me, now knowing this here, no, would you have said something? Yeah, I wouldn't say nothing either. Let them niggas die. Salaki. Just let them go. Let them go. You know what I mean? Just let them argue. Let her feel, empowered, and let him feel belittled. And that's their relationship. But did he say, what you mean? Did he say nothing like that? What did he say?
He said, yeah, you're right.
You're right, good. Because if you try to get into that, he gonna hate you. And then she gonna see what I be telling you? These niggas are so... He happy being belittled. Nigga, let him be a damn little boy again. Go ahead.
He's also the same person that told me that God didn't make pork. It was Satan that made pigs.
All right, bitch.
I'm like, what? I ain't never heard nothing like that.
Yeah, good. Salaki. I'd be like, what? You serious? I did not know that. Show it to me. Yeah. And I asked her, show me that. Where did you? Oh, you can't show it to me. See, the internet, they're scheming on you. They know you got the truth. So they hid it. They hid it just as you push search. Dumb bitch. And she'd have believed me too. Salaki, y'all don't go do that, all right? So be kind to Israel. Let me be the asshole. Salaki. All right, give me what? 1 Timothy what?
5 and 1, sir.
5 and 1. Go ahead. No, hold on. Not 1. Start at let's start at 1.
Oh, God, sir. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 1.
Bukwash, how much questions we have?
3, sir.
3, okay. You good to go, right? All the way?
Concert.
To what? Yeah.
I can say a little later.
Yeah, you good to go all the way. Yeah, you good to go all the way, brother. Thank the Lord for COVID. You good to go. Don't say nothing now. Don't say nothing else now. Go ahead.
Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren, the elder women as mothers, the younger as sisters, with all purity.
All right, what does that mean? Read one more time.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren, the elder women as mothers, the younger as sisters, with all purity.
What does that mean? Go ahead, young man.
Sir. The ones who's been here that's been putting in the work, giving them the respect that's due. Is this in that content?
Okay, I'll take that. Go ahead. He's like,
I'm over here like,
that's a Detroit answer. That Detroit answer sets you up. Go ahead. Any more?
Sir, I'll take.
You'll stop right while you're ahead. All right, no sweat. You're a good gambler. I need to take you with me. Go ahead. Who have it? You want it? Go ahead.
Like, if I may, sir, it's saying rebuke not an elder, meaning a brother that is over you. Brother, for us in the truth that outranks us.
This elder here is talking about more so in age. And also that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Is it saying like treat an elder how you would treat your father?
That's the spirit behind it. Right? So it's not just older in the rank, but also in age. Right. Brother might be older than you, which happens. You have very young brothers up in here. Captain Aria. Right. I ain't gonna tell you his age, but he probably younger than everybody in this room. He's a captain, right. Which means when he checking you, you older than him. Some brothers could be his father.
Right.
So now he'll have to rebuke you as a father. Get the point? Is different. Also, you're gonna have brothers who gonna come in and be 60 years old. I'm in the office at 50.
Right.
This man old enough to be a father. So you rebuke an elder like a father and treat him like a father, like how you would treat a father. Don't be a bastard don't be a heathen about it. Ham was a heathen. You get the point?
Right.
And Ham did not entreat his father right. Ham mocked his father when he was supposed to correct him.
Right.
He mocked him. Right? Go ahead.
So basically, how you would go to a father is different than how you would go to your brother to help correct them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it's kind of hard for me to explain. It is.
No, it's not hard for you to explain at all. I think it's probably hard for you to put into the words.
Yeah, constantly.
But it's really giving you the balance between correcting a brother who is elder than you or senior than you,
right,
and correcting a brother who is younger or your junior.
Right.
You get the point? It's okay. People say I don't feel the love. Yeah. This is what this is.
Right.
It's helping you feel the love, but you're gonna get corrected still, like.
Right.
You're gonna get corrected, but you're not gonna get corrected like you some heathen. Get the point?
You just hit it on the head. What I was about to say.
No, so go ahead, bring it out. Come on.
I was just saying, just by gauging of the maturity level and what the love of what's supposed to by the engagement of gauging.
Yeah, it's a measure. Remember, this is a job you're doing, right? Just like anything, if you're a mechanic, if you're a carpenter, if you're a butcher, right? You have certain parameters to operate by, certain measurements you take, certain tools you use. Right. This is just giving you a certain measurement not to exceed this with Israel, not to go beyond that. Right. Older brother, you can treat him like a father. Younger brother, you can treat him like a brother. Get the point? You correct him like a brother. You understand? Not like, you know how that could go. You know how that could go with Israel in the world. Right. We all had parents in the world where I ain't coming back to this house. Yeah. I mean, I'm done with you, nigga. Yeah, I wait till you get old. Yeah. You get the point? Keep reading.
It's like
please.
It's so heavy that this is our culture, because I always beefed with my younger siblings, and I felt like they never showed neither one of our parents, the same respect. It's like, it's been times where I had to, correct both my parents. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's damn near you don't want to do it, but because you don't want to do it, but you have to do it.
You have to do it. And that's the love there. Right. That's really the love. The love is doing something you absolutely do not want to do. Right. But you have to do it, because if you don't do it, you really don't love that person. Right. You really don't. You're saying you do, right, but you don't. Right. You get the point? You're saying it, but really you don't. You get the point? Right. Go ahead. You two opposites? Mm-hmm. You sure? You need some water? No, I can drink some water. Oh, okay. You're looking like me like you about to choke right now. I was like, don't die in here, outside. Kilo over on the outside wall. Go ahead. Who got the hand up? Go ahead. Go ahead, finish up.
We used to always beef because I feel like the way they tried to so-called rebuke or correct our parents, I was like, you out of order, like you out of line.
It's
to them that way.
It's repayment, because whatever correction they received from the parent at that time seems so extreme. Right. They didn't get the correction. They got, I'm gonna get you back. Right. It's just, it's a psychology behind that whole thing. Right. Sometimes it comes from sometimes the parent grows the child as an equal. So when you correct the child is like, nigga, who you talking to? We friends. Right. Sometimes it's the parent goes overboard and is like, you know what, I'm gonna get you back for that. There's a psychology with it. Either way, you have to raise children a certain way, because the children are going to eventually become parents and raise more children. You gotta raise them a certain way so that even though whatever you suffered as a child, when that time comes, in this context, as the parent, you're gonna have to rebuke them as an elder. You're gonna have to tell them, listen, that's wrong. That's wrong what you're doing, but in a certain type of way. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, bro.
No, You know, I was gonna say like because I was just saying like with his younger siblings, and just what you was just describing, like Jeremiah Muhammad has said it best, like love is to suffer. Like when you were saying like
oh boy,
how you doing it, love you doing something that you really don't want to do, but you do it because you love. Like
it's the worst thing, huh? It's the worst thing in the world, that. But you choose to suffer. You choose to suffer. Most people don't choose to suffer. You understand? Most people choose the other thing, which is to not suffer and think that's it. But that's not it. Bear with me one. You get the point? But in here, this is why the UPK walk is so hard. It begins with suffering. Suffering is our nature, it's our culture, it's our currency, it's our reputation. If you're not suffering, then I damn near want to say you're sinning, but I ain't gonna say it. But meaning this, like it takes so much to raise something out of the mud. You're going to suffer. You're going to pay a price some way or the other. It's going to happen. Don't be amazed at it. Don't be shocked. Don't be taken aback. Do not be knocked off your feet by it. That's it. This is what's there. You get me? Keep reading, please. Timothy, you all good to go? Where's the baby? Oh, okay. Quiet tonight. Bro. Which one is that?
Keep reading, sir.
Yeah, please.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 3. Honor widows that are widows indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home and to requite their parents. For that is good and acceptable before God.
All right, who can break it down? Who got it? Who got it? But Quash, but what time you out of room? What time is safe for you? 9?
9. I was gonna make a stop first.
We could do it. You want to do it Saturday? You have another day you can do it. You have other days. It's up to you, but you don't have to do it tonight. You can do it Friday night. Thursday is up to you. Somebody else can do it too. I could do it. I'll do it. You ain't gonna make it stop. I'll give me 15 more minutes.
Concert.
All right, I'll do it. Deal or no deal? I read the scripture one more time.
Honor widows that are widows indeed. But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home.
All right. And keep going.
And to requite their parents, for that is good and acceptable before God.
This is, I want to say basically it's saying to teach the kids how to
widows. We on widows. Honor widows that are widows indeed.
You said break that down, sir?
Yeah, if you could. I think Bakwash wanted that shot. Let me let Bakwash finish now. I'm coming to you, all right?
So when it's saying honor the widows, it's saying like in times past, the man, there were certain things that the man would have to do that the woman just physically couldn't do. As far as like, running the household, without that half there, she wasn't able to
they didn't say nothing about her husband. They say honor widows that are widows indeed. What does give me that part first? Honor widows that are widows indeed. Everybody know what a widow is? Clear, right? What's a widow? Detroit. No, a widow is not Detroit.
It's a woman who was married to
and
does not have a husband.
No, her husband died. Specific. Her husband died. She's now a widow. All right.
What says honor widows and widows indeed. I might be going far left with it, but it's like have some understanding that this woman does not have.
Break it down. You on it?
when I say have some type of understanding, like when you speaking to her, when you're teaching her, like you got not kind of hop in her shoes, but not hopping in her shoes, but I'm trying to think of another word besides kind of like understanding like what it is that what she doesn't have currently right now, what she can be going through. So when it's saying honor those widows. Like have some discernment, like have like some season when handling a sister that's in that situation for those sisters that lost their husband.
You want it.
So, like, sir, just to build off of what Officer Barack was saying, and the way you do that is by taking care of widows, by looking after them. Because in our culture, if a woman didn't have a husband, she was damn near destitute. She went without. So now when it says honor widows that are widows indeed, it's saying now you would have to take this sister and take care of her, provide for the things that she might, lack because she doesn't have a husband. Her husband died.
I'll take that. Anybody else?
Like widows indeed, like for sure. She you can see that she really is struggling with the half that a man, her husband would have been there for.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't really have relative or anybody to help her on that part. She's indeed a widow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Salaki, if I may, be a brother to that brother and honoring him by taking care of his wife.
You went somewhere I didn't even think about. That's right. Okay, anybody else? Sisters, you want to take a shot? You're good? Come on.
I was thinking, the indeed part is that the brother of the husband didn't step up and take her on.
Right. So she's a widow indeed. She ain't got nobody to take her. Right? Or not take her as a husband, but also take care of her. You get the point? It's different. You know what I mean? Sis, you want to say something, Tamar? Japa, you good? Come on.
One more time, if I could. Especially like I know for a fact in this school, if there's any sister that becomes a widow, we definitely gonna honor that brother because he was on the front line and he deserved that.
Listen, even if he was not on the front line, the sisters in this school, husbands in the world, sisters in the school who don't have no husband. Once you come in here, you get taken care of. You get the point? Tamar? You was gonna say something?
No.
Come on. You sure? Come on, say it, man.
No, because we off the question. We already kind of see it.
Say what you was gonna say. Please. I'm gonna bully you too. It's a lot. Go ahead, say what you was gonna say. Come on with it.
No,
Find me in the Apocrypha too would be a husband to the
I thought a widow was somebody who husband died, but they never remarried again.
Yeah, that's what a widow is. But of course, okay, in the spirit of it, a sister whose husband died, describe that type of sister. Describe, not that type, but describe what she has to deal with.
If her husband did that.
Yeah.
Pain,
loneliness. What else? No father figure. What does the father figure provide? Discipline. What else? Structure. What else? There's a word that you're missing that is essential. You all don't know it now because 911 is there. Yes. Because without 911 and without these cameras around, just picture the world without that. Ted Bundy raped across states, Zach. Across states. They didn't find him for months. That nigga did some damage. And all them women didn't have no man. You know, watch that Ted Bundy movie, watch the documentary. I'm like, I'm literally just rubbing like, how in the hell this happened? But somehow this shit happened. The other one in Philly, what's his name? Keep forgetting his goddamn name.
I know he was a murderer. They still ain't found him, but I don't know.
No, this one they found him.
Yeah, they found. I was talking about the what's his name? They made a movie about him, like Zodiac. They still ain't found him.
Not him, not the Zodiac killer. There's one in Philly. Gacy, John Wayne Gacy. That nigga had broads in the basement. And I'm like, how y'all don't find him? But it's a different time you're living in. There's no cell phones. The closed circuit cameras is not really like that. You get the point? Because how he got caught was real simple. You get the point? So just think, a few hundred years with horse and carriage, a thief, an invader, a rapist, whatever. He's gauging. He's counting the cost. Nah, she got a man there. I don't need all of that. I'm going for easy prey, easy kill. That's how an animal is. An animal hunts the back. What's in the back of the pack, not the front. You get the point? Go ahead. I don't know. I don't think so. He had a girlfriend. Something, but I don't think he had no kids. But I think with him, it was something with his mother. He hated his mother. It was some mommy issue shit with him. He hated his mother, and he just wanted to rape everything moving. Go ahead.
The BTK killer had a wife and family.
Who's the BTK killer?
It was the bind, tie, and choke. He's somewhere in the Midwest, and he was like one of the bigger ones in the beginning of this whole serial killer thing. But he had a whole family. And when they found out who he was, it was like how could this happen? And how did they? You see why I don't feed sinners, right? Bitch was making that nigga cereal and banana and milk every morning. That's why y'all eat first. I don't know who that nigga in the crowd is. You get the point? Hell, I feeding him for. They give him the strength to go, gag from the mouth. Did that nigga do that on an empty belly? Not on my food. Shit. To hell with that. Right? So come on. You going to say something?
No, the scripture, the fatherless
in the Apocrypha? You have it, please.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 10.
Please.
Be as a father unto the fatherless,
and
instead of an husband unto their mother, so shalt thou be as the son of the Most High.
Yeah, I need that. Read it again. Ecclesiasticus 4 and 10.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4, verse 10. Be as a father unto the fatherless.
Be as a father unto the fatherless. What does that mean? I mean, go marry every woman with kids you meet? No. Because I said, nah, first. Out the gate. Know them that live among you. What does that mean? Not only that. That's the obvious meaning. You're right. Not only that.
Raise those children up righteous.
That's the obvious reason. Not only that.
Be a father, like treat them as if they was your kids. You know what I mean?
That's the obvious reason. Not only that.
To build more soldiers for the Lord.
I feel like I feel like you're claiming Detroit, but you're really out in the burbs with that question. You know what I mean? With that answer. You're on the fence. You're kind of like, let me see if you're going to respond to this right here. You're claiming Michigan, but you're somewhere in Flint. Not Flint, slack. Get the point. No, okay, not only the kids, but every brother and sister that walks through these doors are essentially fatherless, even if you have a daddy in the house. The fact that you walk through the doors, that's what it means. You get the point? You have to be a father. To be fatherless, you should never forget it. You should never forget that somebody who walks through these doors doesn't have anybody else, even if they're in a room full of people. You understand? This is all they have. This is why the sanctuary is so precious, which is why the rules in here are so strict, which is why the way we are is so abrasive, because this needs to be preserved. Because if it's not preserved, these people will have nowhere to go. And where will they go? What's the next place they go? Suicide, the prison, the crack house, or back to that damn hell house they just left. I just submit to whatever going on in there. You get the point? So it's both. Give me the other part of the scripture.
Be as a father unto the fatherless,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of an husband unto their mother.
All right. What does that mean?
And be as a father unto the fatherless.
Go ahead.
And instead of an husband unto their mother.
Because I think I got a new drink here, boy. I thought that Johnny Black was my shit for class, but I think I'm wrong. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. What's this thing?
Okay, so in this context is, when it's a widow or a woman that's going to be in need that comes into the body, you have to treat her, give her that protection and the correction that she's going to need and the guidance to make her a better woman.
You're leaving on something very important.
I might be off of what he was just saying, but when it says be as a father unto the fatherless and instead of an husband unto the mother, meaning you should not you don't have to
just say it.
Husband. You don't have to become her husband to protect
Okay, say it how you need to say it for this day and age.
You don't gotta have sex with the woman.
Thank you. Say it one more time.
You don't gotta have sex with her.
Say it again. Just say it for the people in the back.
You don't have to have sex with her. You don't have to have sex with the woman.
You don't have to have sex with her to give her leadership and guidance and protection, which is what the Christian church don't understand. The Muslim mosque don't understand. And purple faggots, they don't understand that shit. They tell you leave the nigga and come marry one of them sodomites. You get the point? You don't have to do that. You might have a physical sister that came out of your father's loins and your mother's womb. That husband left her. Do you go have sex with your sister to raise her kids? No, but you could be that husband though. You could come in there and whoop them kids' ass and make sure the rent is paid and check her ass when she want to dress like a hoe and make sure there's food in the fridge. And she could call you 2 a.m. and I think somebody's in the house. Go in the closet. I'm on my way. You get the point? You got that strap like I told you to? Yeah, pull it back. Yeah, now it's cocked. Just point it at the door and wait till I get there. You don't have to go have sex with it. You have to treat that other woman who's not your blood, who comes in just like that. And you can't look to, you can't think with your rod all the goddamn time. You get the point? Instead of a husband. You get the point? Just like instead of a father. You didn't have sex with their mother to make the kids, but now you go in there and help her out and talk to the children and raise them up. You get the point? It's the same way. It's the same thing. You get the point? So that's what it's saying here in Timothy. Right? Honor widows that are widows indeed. That's the honor. Right? Sister could come in here and be totally safe and not have to be guarded. Right? So to the point where it seems kind of weird to the average woman who comes in here that nobody ain't trying to run up in her dress. It seems weird. It's like, hold on, what's wrong with these niggas? It's got to come in with cakes and biscuits and shit and looking around. And nobody care about that. No, we do care about it. But that shit ain't going, nobody ain't going up in your bed over that shit. But then they start to realize in here, this is a place of refuge. You get the point? This is a place of absolute refuge. You hear some of the stories that come out of these households when they hear how, they realize how the UPK is. You're not, prey up in here. I can't say that for them fake Israelite groups. Because I ain't in class tonight. I'd have bust every bubble on the street tonight. Because God got some stories, but these fake Israelite groups are. Yikes. Them brothers paying a ransom with drawers up in there. You want some of this Passover food? Turn that thing up. You want some help with your rent? What you gonna do? Do something strange for a little piece of change. You know what I mean? Like that's not this place. That's the Christian church. The Bible says, honor them, honor a widow indeed. That's how you honor them. You get the point? Keep going.
But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home.
Okay. Okay, what we got?
So, like I said, is this referring to the widow to learn piety or the children and nephews?
Read one more time.
Come on.
But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home.
Mm-hmm. Who's it talking about? Go ahead.
Like, so is there a difference?
Yeah.
Shouldn't they both be learn how to learn this stuff from home?
Say it again.
Shouldn't both the children and the woman learn how to learn this stuff from home?
Where would the woman learn it from?
She will learn it from her husband.
Where would the children learn it from?
Their mother.
All right. So now read it one more time.
But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home.
Mm-hmm. Shapat?
Let them before you honor them. You know, you gotta first show them how to righteously run the household, and the kids will learn from them, and they can all take up for what the man, the husband, you know, for where he's not going. I mean, for he's gone, so he's not there. So piety means righteousness, right?
Well, let's get that then. If that's probably might be tripping you up. Come on.
Piety, reverence.
Mm-hmm. What else?
The quality of being religious or reverent.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
A belief or point of view that is accepted with unthinking conventional reverence.
Give me pious. That's where piety comes from.
So like I was going to say, it's, as far as the terms, it's obedience or duty.
Obedience, duty. I'll take that.
You said the word compliance.
No, not compliance. Pious.
Pious. I'm sorry.
You have it? Go ahead.
Pious, devoutly religious, making a hypocritical display of virtue, sincere but unlikely to be fulfilled.
Give me some more.
Oh no, so I was going to say something else.
Go ahead.
Okay, now it was about the scripture. What it says, let them first learn to show piety at home. The them is talking about the widows, the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And it's me, and if I can relate it to like today, and even in this time frame in general, any woman, that this burden is placed on them now, they got the kids to raise. If you don't, a woman that ain't got that guidance, she might just do anything. She's going, stop making quick decisions. She needs somebody somewhere. She needs to learn first. You know what I'm saying? So
learn what first?
Organize how to organize his house. So
that's
not,
it. That's it. That's it. That's really where you want to go. She have, kids and nephews. Let her learn to run that house first. She don't have a husband now. Now she got to step up. She had to learn how to run that house. And she's going to learn it from you. She's going to, you're going to counsel her and tell her what to do with them kids and how to be and step in when you need to be. But let her organize that house first. That house had to be taken care of. That house ain't just up in arms and whatever, which every sister who comes in here understands. You understand? Now this is a UPK house now. It's a UPK home now. You get the point? Go ahead.
Keep reading, sir.
Yeah, where we at?
Okay. And to requite their parents.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Like to show favor or to repay.
Repay. Requite them is to repay. Repay meaning what? I need a precept. Somebody had to be cold with this one here. I need a precept. If you're an officer, let me make it a little easier. If you're an officer, I need a precept. The higher rank you have, I need the word for word the precept. Don't paraphrase.
Proverbs 22:6.
Nope. Let me hear that.
The train of a child.
Nope.
Honor thy mother and thy father.
Where is it? I need the precept. Nope. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Officers, you're just paraphrasing all the goddamn way. I need when I go up on that podium, I need some bullets, y'all. Y'all be in the back there. Where this is, niggas, in 5 minutes looking for a precept. No, I see where I had to do the work now. Cause God, hurry up and get a negative test done. You do one shooting from the hip right now. Cause I got 5 for you. Come on.
Ephesians 6:2, sir.
Let me hear that.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 2. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
Okay, that's good. Before at your rank, that ain't good enough. That ain't good enough, Ak. Come on, Bukwash.
Exodus chapter 20 and 12.
No, but I'll hear it.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
That's the same thing he just said. No.
That was good. Ecclesiastes 3:8.
Let me hear it.
Honor thy father and mother, both in word and in deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from this.
I get A for effort, but that's not what I want. You're dangerously close, though. Give me Ecclesiastes 3 and 10.
Book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 10. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father. For
Shit. He's like, God damn it. Go ahead. Go ahead now.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 10. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father.
Mm-hmm.
For thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee.
Go ahead.
For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father.
Mm-hmm.
And a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children.
Where you at? 10 or 11?
That was 11, sir.
What's 9 say?
Verse 9. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children.
Mm-hmm.
But the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations.
Mm-hmm. So now all that all the way down, meaning what? When you tempted to now repay them for what you think was evil,
right,
you are actually dishonoring yourself. Yep. What you need to do is, it should be right there. Read down some more. Okay. Let me see if I can catch up with you.
You said reading down?
Yeah, it should be right there. We're telling you what to do. You know what? I want Tobit, Salakia. Give me the one in Tobit. Please. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Tobit. Oh, wait. Hold on. Tobit 10 and 12.
Let me hear it.
Nah, it may not be that one. Tobit chapter 10, verse 12. And he said unto his daughter, honor thy father and thy mother-in-law, which are now thy parents, that I may hear good report of thee.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And he kissed her.
Mm-hmm.
Edna also said to Tobias, the Lord of heaven restore thee, my dear brother.
Go ahead.
And grant that I may see thy children.
Go ahead.
Of my mother Sarah before I die.
Of my who?
Of my daughter Sarah before I die.
Go ahead.
That I may rejoice before the Lord. Behold, I commit my daughter unto thee a special trust.
Oh boy. Keep going.
Wherefore do not. Wherefore do not entreat her evil.
I got 2 cups up here. You ain't got that excuse. Wherefore? It's a lie. Yeah.
It's a lie, yeah.
Okay, this is the one. This is when Tobit took the sister. Remember, Tobit went in there and helped helped the sister with the demon. Took the sister. Her parents was charging her to accept Tobit's parents as her own and do to them as if they were her own. And ask that, listen, I just want to see my grandchildren before they die. Meaning this, honor thy mother and father means you have to do for them what they did for you when you couldn't walk, when you couldn't talk, when you couldn't change a diaper. That's honoring your mother and father. Not eating pork because they like it, but changing that damn depends. You get the point? Taking them to the medical appointments, making sure they don't fall, making sure, they got some hot to eat in the morning, by your hand preferably. You get the point? Or somebody who is kind. Right, this society tells you put it to your parents in a home, and some African throwing it to your mother off the damn bed or your father off the bed, breaking their hip, leaving them in piss and filth for 2 days. That's not how we are. honor your mother and father is basically, you ever hear the term once a man, twice a child? What does that mean?
It means one day you're going to be old enough and you can't do the things that you did when you were a young person. You're going to be like a child again.
You're going to be just like a baby again. You're going to lose the hair. Your face going to look all funny, just like a little child in that round face looking all funny. You're going to be looking. You ever see how old people look at? Just like a child. They're looking fat whenever, just like a child. Say again? No teeth. The depends. You know, it's just they're old, but they're like a child again. And you have to feed them, and you know, whatever is once a man, twice a child. When they get to that age, brother, you want to do to them, you want to treat them like a baby, you just can't pick them up. You want to look at them like a baby and you just can't pick them up. And this is a precious thing right here. And send them on to the Lord with some dignity and respect. That's the last. That's about all you can do. You got to forget all them ass whoopings and how high you saw them and how drunk they was and what they did. You got to forget that shit. And if you remember that shit, you're a goddamn bastard. Come on. I'm going to come to you.
It's so heavy that we talking about that because my mother is going through that right now with her mother. My grandmother, she can't walk or anything because she had a
lost mobility
cancer, and it's the love of the suffer that I see that my mom gets up and goes to Percival down there every other day.
Yep.
And taking that drive and staying there.
Same thing you do for a child. Same thing you do for a child. It's a certain level of love that's just, it's without emotion, it's without, you know, thought, it's without remembrance. It's just, this is what I have to do. Right. Come on.
So I talk to my pops almost every day. And he was telling me how he would recount how before his father, my grandfather, passed, he was taking care of him, like he was cutting his hair, he was feeding him, stuff like that. And he even had to sit through, like my pops would tell me, he would call his father on like different cars. They'll talk about like, this sound like this and stuff like that. And he said one day he asked him, "What you think this is?" And he was like, "Man, I don't know." And he like pretty much like you said with a child. Even when kids, before they learn how to speak, as parents, you gotta suffer sitting them trying to speak. And it's
you gotta.
It's the same way he was describing how he had to sit there and just listen to him talk. And in his mind, he's talking, but it's like, man, I don't understand you.
What exactly? It's a part of life that comes for everybody. And this is what I would say: look forward to it. Look forward to it. It's about all you can do to repay your parents. Right. All the degrees and the good job, that shit really don't mean nothing. What means something is you there when they can't go to the bathroom themselves. Imagine they had to get naked in front of heathen and watch all their private parts and get cleaned and spoken to any old how and flipped over and whatever. Right. But you there. You then they look at you and they just sometimes they don't look at you, they just look at you and you're like, what the hell is nigga looking at me for? They're looking at you because they just, you know, they're old now and they're taking care of them. That means something. They're ready to go meet the Lord tomorrow. If this is the care I get, man, listen, I'm good. You get the point? That's honoring your mother and father. But you think somebody has to teach that child that little baby sister got, she has to teach that child that. Because if she don't teach that child that, when she gets old and she needs the help, a baby ain't gonna be there. You understand? That's the Christian church. And of course, following the society, we don't learn these things. We don't learn to value our parents. We don't learn to value them. You get the point? We learn, well, they wasn't there. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. They didn't made you. That's enough. That's enough. Puppies get born and mother give birth in the middle of red sand on the side of the road. Or, you know, in a canal somewhere, and let puppies come out and wag their tail when they see the mother. Did she take them to the goddamn movies? Did she pay for tennis? No, she just gave birth. She just checked them out. Excuse my language. And they're happy. Your dumb ass can't be happy that you were born, that you was given life. Yeah, your life was hard, but nigga, what? You're a bitch now? You full of cotton? You be happy you got life. And guess what? You could repay your parents something just extraordinary that would break their own hearts. You could do that. Come on.
Guard shooting from the hip.
Come on, God, that's my shooter right there. That's my DC sniper. Go ahead.
Luke 12:53.
Let me hear you.
The father shall be divided against the son,
Mm-hmm.
and the son against the father,
mm-hmm.
the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Right, that's what happens when you're not taught. There's that division. But there always comes a time of the division being converged at one point. And that point is what? Age and death. At the funeral, you see people you ain't seen in 20 years. You get the point? Why wait till then to show up? Why not go change the diapers today? Why not go, change the sheets today? Change the, them special band-aids they have for being bedridden. You know what I mean? Like when they're bedridden, they have certain band-aids. They can't just put a regular bandage on them because they can't get up so the wound get air. There's certain bandages, it's like a circle, and the middle, you could open it so it gets air. You get the point? There's certain bandages you could put on them, certain ointments, certain things you could do when they get to that point. Because guess what? When you was a baby and you had that diaper rash and you were screaming bloody murder, you ever seen or heard a baby scream with diaper rash? You start panicking because if the neighbors make a call that somebody killing the baby next door, you know your ass is grass. You ain't killing the baby, but that diaper rash to that baby is hell. It's hell. That baby scream and reach a point where they shake it. And it's like that. What's a diaper rash? You get the point? Now imagine you have an old person in that state and they in pain. But of course, because they don't live, they ain't going to scream out and yell like a child. But I don't mean you just, now I'm going to repay you for that whoop ass you gave me with that, extension cord. You're a bitch, Ak. Or Aqua, Salakia. Go ahead.
With a diaper rash for a baby, is it a pain, an ache, or itch?
Yeah, forgive me. It's like you asking an honest question. I understand you never experienced this shit. It's absolute pain for the baby. It's baby. Okay, we're not talking about the diaper rash. It's an uncomfortable thing. But if you don't know as a parent, what's the first thing a parent puts on a baby who has any kind of discomfort?
Powder?
The ointment, you learn that. That's not the first thing you actually put on, though. What's the first thing you put on? Yeah, you go for the soap and water, clean, or the baby oil. But the baby oil has alcohol in it. Not a rash. It's like blistered skin. It's going to burn. And then you learn not to do that. And you go get that vitamin E oil and A and D ointment. And you put it on. And then you start timing the diaper change. Every 2 to 3 hours, I have to change it because this baby going to be in hell. It's just, you're going to learn how to take care of the child. You have to take that thing and deliver it to your mother or father. You just have to do it. But somebody has to teach you that this is your duty. This is your duty. You've got to do one more thing in life. One more thing in life is to make their last days painless, seamless, like nothing, just like you. You don't remember getting your diaper changed, right? You don't remember that time when shit was running all down up your back to your neck. Excuse my language. You don't remember that, right? But each one of us had that full ass diaper, though. You know what I mean? Anybody who had kids know about that. You pick them up and he's like, oh, God damn. It ain't about diaper change at this point. You got to take a bath because that thing running all the way up to your damn baby hairs in the back here. You got to take that same thing and deliver it to your parents. But somebody has to teach you this is your duty. This is your final duty to your parents. You have to teach that to somebody. You get the point? All right, keep going. Where we at? 1 Timothy 5. Five and 5?
5 and 4. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 4. But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home and to requite their parents, for that is good and acceptable before God.
Right, that's what we just went over. Keep going.
Now that she is a widow indeed, and desolate, trusteth in God. It's like it. Now that she's a widow indeed and desolate, trusteth in God, and continueth in supplications and prayers night and day. But she that liveth in pleasure.
No, hold on. Know that you said know that she, right? Read it one more time.
Now that she is.
No, she that is a widow.
Right, the water, sir. Now she that is a widow indeed and desolate, trusteth in God, and continueth in supplications and prayers night and day.
Right, now because she come in and she gets to learn to how to order her house, she now starts to trust in the Lord. Now she understands that she's going to be taken care of.
Right.
You get the point? And she continues serving the Lord night and day. Go ahead.
But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth.
Explain that verse.
To live in pleasure is to run away from pain. So like the sister that runs away from suffering.
Give me another word besides the pain in this context.
In this context, work.
I'll take that. Duty, I'll take that. Give me another word. Another word. Responsibility. Which is something, no disrespect to these sisters, but it's something this world teaches a woman to turn the other way from. You understand? Responsibility. You understand? You have to respond to this thing. A woman who absconds responsibility lives in pleasure. She lives in pleasure. A woman who doesn't want to follow the Lord lives in pleasure. What is another? Give me another, not another, but explain to me living in pleasure. Break that down.
Doing what feels good to what you think.
Doing what she wants to do.
Right.
That's living in pleasure versus obeying the Lord. Because what does obeying the Lord look like?
Not doing what you want.
Break it all the way down in here. Obeying the Lord. Sis, any one of y'all, just explain it to me. When y'all come in here, what does obeying the Lord look like? Yeah, it look hella different. Shit, this is like it. Because I see one more time on this side. If there's any more. What does it look like? Come on, sis.
Like going to church.
That's true, but yeah, you ain't giving it to me.
This is like putting a dress on and putting a head.
That's true, but you ain't giving me the whole thing. You ain't giving me the whole picture.
It looks like you have a. It looks like you have a father.
Look like you have a husband in the house, but you may not have a husband in the house. But how does it look like you have a husband in the house?
It look like you just have structure, guys.
No sweat. How come here? Say again?
It look like you have like structure, guys.
But how does it look like that?
The way the man is,
the way your demeanor is, the way you what? The way you carry yourself with us. So that's what he's gonna say. Before that's where you want to get to. So now how do you get to your demeanor and the way you carry yourself and the way you dress and you follow orders? How does it even get to that point? Skirting still. Y'all done got it before, you know, because you know, not the pilot supposed to understand because she still ain't called me yet. Y'all heard before. She said, "I'm gonna call you tomorrow." I talk like DC. DC browser talk. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Then tomorrow must be the 8th day of the week because it ain't reached yet. This is what it looks like. It says, "Don't ever come back to class in that dress." You hear me? Do not ever come back here in that dress. You know better than that. Shalom. And then that phone don't ring for 2 months. But you're in class, though, sitting looking right, though. Shut your mouth. What the hell is wrong with you? You hear what you say? Where's them tides at? It comes with correction. And at first, it's offensive. But you're in here, though. And you're safe, right? And your house is in order, right? That's what that looks like. Somebody's telling you what to do versus you doing what you want to do. That's what that looks like. You get the point? It's a difference. You understand? But once again, somebody has to teach you how to be like that. You don't know it off the break. Somebody has to tell you. Somebody has to correct you. Somebody has to show you a mirror. Oh, you think you look good? Here, this is what you look like. You know what you look like, right? I look pretty. No, there's another word. It doesn't begin with P. Get the point? See, somebody has to tell you. Keep reading. Give me verse 7.
Verse 7. And these things give in charge, that they may be blameless.
Say it again.
Verse 7. And these things give in charge, that they may be blameless.
And these things give in charge, that they may be blameless. What does that mean? These things give in charge. What does that mean?
Give them the order of what they must do, so they don't end up.
A little bit different. You're right, though, but a little bit different. These things give in charge. That give in charge. Just think militant. UPK is militant. Come on, Bukwash.
Is it someone who has authority is telling you what to do? Is giving you proper order.
And giving it in charge.
It's giving you instructions so that you can be in charge of your household.
Just think giving charge. Just think militant. You're right. You're right, though. I'm not going to say you're wrong. That's true. Something else. Let me explain it to you. Right? You go for a slavery, right? You get hired. You show up day one. What are you looking for?
Instruction.
Instruction. What do you mean?
To be able to do your job.
You're looking for what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needs to charge you to do this. You understand?
Yeah.
Your first day, somebody comes, all right, you ever worked this before? All right, today you're going to do this, that. That's your job. You do this every day. Somebody has charged you with this. You know when black people understand charges? And anybody knows? Yeah. That's not the only time you could get charged. You could get charged 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, wake up, back. I need to go over to that brother's house and hold post till 4 o'clock, till 9 o'clock in the morning. What are you going to do? You going to yawn? I'll know what you're made of then. Right. Sis, I need you to get up. I need you to take this baby today. I know you got slavery. Call off. Take this baby. Make sure to change the diapers. I don't know about changing diapers. I'll send you YouTube videos. You've been doing YouTube videos all the time. You know how to sew a weave, right? You can change a diaper. Somebody's going to charge you, meaning somebody's going to place responsibility square in your hands. And it's up to you to embrace it or let it drop. Read it again from the top. 7.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 7. And these things give in charge.
These things give in charge. What does that mean? And these things give in charge. What does that mean?
Is it a way of saying give him responsibility?
You ain't bringing him home.
That's in your hands?
You're still not bringing me home, man. Young man.
Giving somebody accountability for what they need to.
You're right, but I need it home. And these things give in charge.
The whole thing read like the whole.
Say it again.
With the whole this whole chapter that we was reading.
What was we reading?
About the widow.
About what else?
And her taking care of her home.
And what else? You could look. You ain't cheating.
And also the one who isn't.
What else? You could look. You're not cheating. What else?
Oh, and your father. I mean your elder. You're taking care of your parents.
And what else? What else? What else was there? Look in the book. Come on. What else? There's something else you all ain't even look in the book, Ark. This ain't the white man's college when I expect you to remember everything. The book is there. How could you fail an open book test? It's right there. What does verse 1 say?
Rebuke not an elder but entreat him as a father.
Keep reading.
And the younger men as brethren.
So in addition to taking care of the widow, what does it tell you to do?
Entreat an elder as a father.
Entreat an elder as a father.
Entreat the younger men.
The younger men as brethren. Read verse 7 again.
Verse 7. And these things give in charge, that they may be blameless.
Who is the they?
The widow, the elder, the young men, everybody.
These things, all these things we just read, give in charge, meaning place this responsibility on these people. The young people, the widow, the brother who dealing with his father, the older brother who dealing with his young brothers, children. Charge them so that they could be blameless. Why you want them blameless? They say blame, yeah, that they may be blameless. Because in today's society, the state of our elderly is the fault of the next generation. The state of the young brothers is the fault of a generation. You have to take the blame because you was not taught and you're handling shit wrong. Charge them so they may be blameless. Keep reading.
Verse 8. But if any provide not for his own.
Say it again.
But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
Now break that down for me, which is what the Christians use to say provide is a 40-hour job. What is this saying?
So like, sir, in context of what we just read, anybody that fails to take responsibility.
Then take responsibility.
To give in charge.
To give in charge. What's another word for it? To
give them duties and responsibilities.
Something else. I've been saying it. What does Tamar have to teach the boy? I done said it. She have to teach him. You understand? She has to teach him what to do when he gets older. She has to teach him. As soon as he able to walk and, relatively do certain things for himself, she's going to teach him to sweep up and pick up his toys. You get the point? She's going to teach him to wipe the toilet bowl after he done peed on it. She's going to teach him certain things so as he grows, he has certain things in his arsenal. And as he gets older and she gets older, guess what he going to do for her? Wipe her toilet bowl. Take out her trash. Pick up her toys, meaning whatever utensils she's using to eat. Old people are, they eat, they throw everything right there. You bring in their food, they slap the food all over the walls. You have to counsel yourself between Satan and the 12 legions to just not yoke their nigga. But you don't do it. You get the point? But you want to. You get the point? Somebody has to teach you. You get the point? That's what the provide is. Come on, Bukwash. But that time? That wasn't 15, man. But you said 9. It's 9:15? Oh, shit. You're right. It's all right. Clash my nigga in. Y'all know. Nigga right here. That's my nigga right there, bro. Somebody relieve him, please, all right? Because that COVID got you looking slim, Mark. You'll need to get on that COVID diet. Forget the keto. Get COVID. Not the Omicron. Just get the full 19. All right, no sweat. Give me verse 8 again.
Verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
So what is he talking about? But if any teach not his own, right? Especially those of his own house, he had denied the faith, meaning he has denied what we believe. The Christians say this is about a job because the Christians believe having a job is prosperity and money and all that matters. Right. You understand? Where the homosexuals have jobs and child molesters have jobs and the adulterers have jobs. The drug addicts got jobs. The thieves, the murderers, they got jobs, but they don't care. This is talking about teaching those in your house our faith, our culture, our custom. You get the point? And not to be a carnal ass bastard like these Christians. Like that brother, the brother slave that was saying, yeah, you need to have a job. If you don't work, you don't eat. This is another precept they pull. Verse 8 by itself. By itself, you would think, damn, if I don't provide for those of my own house, then I'm an infidel. I've denied the faith. It's not talking about money, young brother. It's not. It's not. Proverbs 31 charges the sisters to handle all that shit. If anything. But of course, if you don't work for the Lord, you can't eat, including what they provide. You get the point? Every brother should benefit from it. But this all I tell the brothers are you want that type of life. You come in here and you put in your 8 for the Lord gonna bless you with what you need. But it charges the woman with that responsibility. Sisters, you all have that responsibility to ensure that financial security for that house. Now, at the same time, it might be that a brother has it. Maybe he has some special gift. He's athletically inclined. He could go play for the not the Bullets, the Wizards or the Washington football team. Or he have a little brain in his head. He could go 2 + 2 is 4, and he could write that down real good. He could go get some extra money for the white man. And of course, he could marry a woman or 2 or 3 and help provide for them and teach them these things still. So they charge the children the same way. But however, to tell a brother that he ain't shit because he ain't have a job is satanic. It's absolutely satanic. It's not of the Lord at all. You get the point? Come on.
It's like and that's how Christianity is white supremacy. Because brothers these bitches say that to him.
Salakia.
So they go and commit. I know brothers who, because of this mentality, they go and commit acts of violence. They go rob people. They go kill people, and they go take from other people because in their mind, I'm worse than a damn terrorist because I don't have a damn job. When this is not even.
Oh, I'm not a real man.
Right. I'm not a real.
I'm not a real man because I can't provide. I can't buy this. I can't buy that. Right. Brother, you're putting yourself in a bondage that you ain't got no business being in. Right. You're putting yourself in a certain situation and you believe in the hype. That don't mean nothing. Right. That don't mean nothing. Them kids gonna hate you with or without the toys. You're right? Yeah. Because that broad who you're with is going to tell them you ain't shit with or without the toys. You get the point? You have a different situation to deal with. You have something better to deal with. Right. Go ahead,
I was wondering, would this be a precept, if I may?
Mm-hmm.
This is James chapter 3, I'll start at verse 5.
Let me hear you.
Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasts great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell.
All right. How would you use it?
As in the context of your tongue, the words that you speak can cause a bad.
Can destroy something.
And destroy something.
That's the meaning of this precept right here.
Concept.
Meaning learning to be disciplined.
Concept. Because
in discipline, you could always tell somebody who's in discipline, they can't hold their tongue. Hold your peace. You get the point? The problem is the Christian church been allowed to speak a lot. And in speaking, they have destroyed homes. They've destroyed lives. They've destroyed marriages. They've destroyed children. And they take this verse right here by itself. If you've never seen this verse, you're going to be like, damn, I'm an infidel. I got to go get this money. I got to go get this job. I got to do this. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have to go do what you have to do to go pay your bills, go get a slavery. Right. But this does not make you more or less of a man. Right. It doesn't make you more deserving of a woman with kids. Right. It doesn't make you. What job Solomon had? What job Christ had? What card was he clocking? You get the point? He was a carpenter, if you didn't know. Paul was a tent maker. Brothers had slaveries, but that's not what made them great. You didn't know Paul, you don't know Paul for his tents.
Right.
You don't know Christ for some, bed frame he made. Right. You get the point? You know him for his work in the Lord. So that is good, but you'll have to break it down, of course. You get the point? All right, we good on that. Any more questions? All right, no, so come on, sis. Let me hear you.
Going back up to 1 Timothy 3. Verse 11.
1 Timothy 3. Okay. Let me hear you. Somebody read it for the sister, please.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Even so must their wives be grave, not slanderers.
That's not what you want?
No, I'm sorry. Thessalonians.
1 Thessalonians. First or second? First Thessalonians. That's where we was at? First or second? Okay. We was at second, right? Okay, no. Sis, where's your question? Second or first? God damn. I was the one with the 2 glasses. What y'all drinking? What? I was talking like the nigga alarm all say, what's in your cup? It's 3. Okay, go ahead.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 11. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies.
Okay. Where's the question?
So my question is, can we use this in the context of fake Israelites?
Yeah, because they ain't working. You definitely right, because, okay, what they're doing is actually messing up the work, because I have to go, any brother in here has to go undo the shit they done teach first. Right. When really you should come in here and be like, what? Christ is black? So and so and so should be brand new. Yeah. But because of fake Israelites on the internet, precept and this, and then you hear, no, brother, you can't use that. No, sister, that's not what that means. Right. And you be like, what you mean that's not what that means? Now I have to undo all the bullshit you done married yourself to. Yeah. You understand? Like, they should not eat. They should starve. And they're going to starve. It's coming. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're already saying they're not going to restock the shelves for months. You know what I mean? It's coming. All of them is going to come to somewhere, Detroit or Dallas or, California. They're going to knock it. They're going to call the down high. It's like, Captain, right? Man, I've been watching y'all. I want to come up under y'all and then that belly going to rumble. And what would Gadal Ha say? Well, you could eat, but after my men eat. Right. That's it. Right. It's gonna happen. It's fine. Let them do what they have to do now. Let them dance now. The music gonna start playing real short. Right. You know what I mean? Real short enough. You know what I mean? But you definitely could use it for them. All right. Any more? Any room? So let me get them. Come on.
Oh, I was just putting my nose.
First question, you got 3.
Real quick, all right.
Brian, son of God. I'm woke, but it's hard trying to wake up my family. Any scriptures or anything I can do? Shall I move on or keep chipping away? Please give me some of God's word. ... Thank you.
Okay. Well, Brian, okay. You woke. All right. Salaki. Let me hear your next question. Salaki.
How can I?
He literally typed, I'm woke.
W-O-K. That's all he put. Woke. Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. So Brian, okay. Just tell me what city you're in, and I'll plug you into the classes in the UPK, all right? Like, woke is a fashion statement. That's the best way I could describe it. Being woke in, what it is? The 11th? Yeah. Being woke on the 12th of January 2022 is a fashion statement. It's no different than wearing Fendi or Air Force Ones or Jordan. What's the popular Jordan? 4s? 11, whatever. 11, whatever. It's no different than that. It's no different than wearing, a brand name belt, Louis Vuitton belt. Being woke is a fashion statement at this time in 2022, right? You should not worry about your family and your parents and stuff like that. What you should do is your question really should be, how could I get into the work of the Lord? That's what your question should be. You know, you're worried about being woke and shit like that. That's a fashion statement. That's for likes and tweets and reshares. Like, really, you should be wondering, how could I come lift some crates for these mighty men who teach on the street? How could I come read? How could I be one of them niggas who up there reading? You know what I mean? Read, and I'm on pass the mic to you, and you just on point with this shit. How could I be one of them brothers? Don't worry about your family. And the reason why I say don't worry about your family is because if you really love your family, you would come work for the Lord so the Lord could have mercy on your family because he knows you love your family. If you really love your family, you wouldn't be looking for a way to cut them or to, you know, make them come into the wokeness or whatever it is. Like, really, you should be looking, you should send your application and why you should be, you know, taken into this priesthood or this, you know, this job, this profession. That's what I could tell you. So just type in what city and state you're in so I could plug you in, all right? Give me your next question real quick.
How can I eat turkey bacon?
Yes, next question.
Sir, I'm a reader, sorry.
Samaritan.
Samaritan, that's one name. Okay. Are steroids natural disasters?
I don't know what the hell he's talking about, nigga. Silaki. That's it?
Yep. Come.
All right, Samaritan. Anyway, go on.
So if I could, sir,
please.
Can I get a quick breakdown on this?
Let's go quick.
One more question that just popped up.
What is it? Is it from Samaritan or one of them weed heads?
Abe Winfrey, Salakia, sir. Can I get a breakdown on Luke chapter 16, verse 22 through 24?
Okay, let me hear your question real quick. Yeah, please.
Come on, sir. My question is in Ecclesiasticus chapter 32. Verse 7, sir. Verse 7 to 9.
Ecclesiasticus. Go ahead.
7 to 9, sir. I'll read, sir. Ecclesiasticus chapter 7. Sorry, chapter 32, verse 7. Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with.
Ecclesiasticus 22 and what?
32.
32, Salakia. Okay, 32 and 7. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not mean words.
Okay. Okay, you start at 7, right?
Yeah,
all right, read 7 one more time.
Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked.
All right. Anybody understands it? Take a shot.
It's wise to be a sponge and learn the wisdom of the ones who more seasoned.
Yes and no. You give him like 50% of it. Anybody want to try it? Even though it says young man, it's still good for the sisters too.
We can read it one more time.
Please.
Speak, young man, if there be need of thee.
Go ahead.
And yet scarcely when thou art twice asked.
Go ahead.
But if only speak if you're asked to speak, and get to the point, and scarcely,
You ain't giving me the whole thing. Definitely not giving me the whole thing. What else? Speak, young man. Right? If there be need of thee. Give me that part first.
If need, speak if there be need of thee. Like if what you're saying can actually help, or somebody's asking of you to speak.
That's the last part.
So now give you the last part.
No, the last part of what he said.
Somebody asked you.
Meaning?
Speak when spoken to.
Now you have to put it in context because the Christian church would twist this. Meaning, don't just be running your mouth, throwing your mouth sake. Which can happen because this is a sanctuary. Meaning this is a place where you feel safe. You're happy to be here. And what do Israelites do when we happy? We talk. Just bring it in. Just bring it in. Bring it in. Why you want to bring it in? Speak young man. Just remember that. Speak young man or young woman. Why you want to bring it in? Go ahead, sis. Because I'm trying to say it in a way not to offend nobody, boy. That's the best way to say it. You're right, sis. At that stage, you're an idiot. And you're going to run your mouth and just, yes, like that. Young man talking. Imagine we just stop and listen to him. What we learning about? He talking about something. I know he talking about something. No, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, by what he's saying, can I now go conquer the world? Can I pay bills? Can I go home and take, manage my house with the rib and the kids? Nothing. But he's saying something though. He adamant about what the fuck he's saying. He's like, and he points into the phone, and he laughing now because he think I understand what the hell he's saying. No, he's a child though. Don't be a grown man as a young man and doing that shit. See what I'm saying? That's literally how you sound. You might think you're dropping something heavy. Go ahead, brother. Take over the class. No, what the brother's saying there is real heavy. What he's saying there is heavy. Everybody listen to what he's saying. Go ahead, young man. Not one word, but that's how you sound when you run your mouth. Just come and you run your mouth. As a young man or a young woman, the sister's not too much unless you're super Christian. Some super Christian bitch will come in here and run her mouth and she'll get told to shut up and just shut up and just shut up until she feels to leave. For the most part, that's probably a young man's problem because, you want to talk because you're comfortable in this space. Don't pollute the space. Don't make it a space now where, this is like the block. Don't do that. Don't do that thing. Control yourself. Why? What could be said to you is more impactful than what you could say to somebody at your stage. And you need to understand that. If you're going to run your mouth with some questions. Don't come and just talk about, your escapades and your adventures and what you did. And I told him and I pulled this. And he said this and I pulled this. And I told her and then she said this. And I cut her with this. Nigga. You get the point. It's just teaching you how to, how to be. It's class. This is what this is. This is teaching you to be classy. Now, there's a saying, I think it's in the Bible too. Hold on, let me don't mess it up. There's no difference between an idiot and a fool except when one speaks. I'll probably paraphrasing it wrong, but it's definitely in the Bible. Go ahead.
I think it's the precept goes, even a fool knows when to keep his mouth.
Well, that's where it comes from. Go ahead. That's where it comes from. But it's like you could walk in here and I could look at you and be like, "This nigga look like he's smart." Walk in there and be like, this bro look like she dumb as shit. I wouldn't know the difference unless you open your mouth. Now I know you're stupid as shit. Or now I know you're smart as shit. But until you open your mouth, you just another person coming in. Another person. And it's good to be in that space. It's good to be in that space of whatever. You get the point? Read it one more time again for me, top.
Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely.
Scarcely. What does that mean? Not a lot. Hardly. Scarcely. You don't talk too much. You don't talk too much. Scarcely. You don't talk a whole lot. Go ahead.
When thou art twice asked. You
really don't talk. You don't talk a whole lot, so much that I have to ask you twice. XYZ, yeah, you heard me? Yes, I'm just thinking about my answer. How should I say it? Because you're thinking about what you want to say. It shows something. It shows something. You're not reckless at your mouth. You're not just talking because you can. Like a child. Children, as soon as they learn words, they just use no. They don't literally mean no, but they hear you say no all the time, so they know this word must have some power. That's how it is. Everybody with children know that no phase. When they're telling you no, and you're like, who the fuck this nigga think he is? They don't really know the word. They just know that's what you say, and you have power. They want to have power too, and they just say this shit. Don't be like a child. Listen more than you talk. You know what I mean? Just listen more. You want to ask questions. Be slow to talk. Think about what you want to say. It's teaching you to have a certain amount of class. It's really class. Israel is always a classy people. We really, in our natural state, we're a very classy people. Only when we get with this oppressor, we get proud and boisterous and very wordy and just stupid as shit. But really how we are normally, we're real humble and brotherly and sisterly, and we just got a whole ton of class with us, right? Let me get some more.
Verse 8, let thy speech be short, comprehended much, and few words. Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue.
What does that mean? Who got it? One more time.
Let thy speech be short, comprehending much and few words. Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue.
Shabbat.
It's like two different things. Comprehending much in few words, like get straight to the point and as little words as possible. Say what you need to say. And the last part, just because you know what everybody's talking about, don't mean you have to say it.
Brother, that's okay. That's if people understand how golden that is. It's so foreign to people now because of social media. You go on Facebook, you type in not type in. You click the little comment on the top of your page. What does Facebook say to you? What's on your mind? Nigga, don't know your goddamn business. Keep it moving, Zuckerberg. It's on my mind. You paid me for my mind? No. Shut the hell up. But what's on your mind is for people today is so, I need to speak my mind. I need to get this off my chest. Nigga, you're not going to die. There's plenty of mute people who ain't killed themselves. And they're just fine not being able to speak. They can't say shit. They have to write or type something or sign something. And they're just fine. You could practice some discipline like that. It's going to make you better. You don't have to respond to everything or about everything. Or you could wait till you're asked. Somebody might be like, let me get what you got to see. You don't never got shit to see. Why? Why does somebody say that to you? Not surprised. Let me hear what you got to say. You don't never got shit to say. You never make a call. You don't do shit. You just show up. You don't talk. And what is the person thinking? Well, yeah, what's on your mind? But it's more so like now this is your chance to prove if you're a dummy or if you got something that ahead of yours. Don't waste it. Better ask. Better be asked twice. Being asked twice means what? What do you think about this? No, tell me. What do you mean? Well, and then you start to talk. You come in, you hear a topic going on, and automatically you think it's an invitation for you to start putting your 2 cents in, and then it's that's what you think. Okay. What's it over there? You get the point? It's just a way, it's a certain amount of class. That's all. It's just this is how our culture is, and we're a classy type of people. You get the point? It's just if you go to a Lakers locker room, you're not just gonna start talking to LeBron about field goals and shit, right? Right or wrong? You're gonna start talking about rushing yards and shit. You sisters, you're gonna start talk about with the Iron Chef about what to cook and fashion and shit. You're just gonna hold your peace a little bit, right? You're gonna know, okay, this is the professionals here, so let me hold off. Let me watch and see what's going on. You can't make a first impression a second time. You get the point? That's class. Understand that as class. You have one shot to make a first impression. Why not just wait and make it good? You know what I mean? Maybe you have to be quiet for 90 days. Right? Like the UPK. You do your 90 days. You do your 90 days, or you get your name. Still don't talk. That's what I say. Shut your mouth. Wait. Do you need to? Nigga, you're talking all the time outside of the school. You're talking on the phone, you're FaceTiming, blah, 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 blah. You're vining, you're doing all kind of, they don't know Vine no more. You know what I mean? You're talking, young man talking right now. The person on the other end of the phone, do they understand what he's saying? No. She don't. Did she hang up? She did? Oh, she got fed up then. You get the point? You want to just, let's have some class. You plan to leave the truth tomorrow? Then you have plenty of time to talk. Right. Now, if you're in a rush to say something today, maybe you're not going to be here tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But if you know you're going to be here for life, you can stay quiet for a while. Right. Until you're asked. Right. Twice. Right. Now, of course, if you have questions and stuff, you do it. Right. This is just teaching you to have a certain amount of self-control and just not kind of run off at the mouth. Just don't just run off at the mouth. Don't do it. Get the point? Okay. Give me some more. Where we at?
We at verse 9, sir. Mm-hmm. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them.
Say it again.
If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them.
Say it one more time.
If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them.
What does that mean? Please.
Like in here, the middle ranked above you, they are better than they would be to you, great men. And when they're telling the story or giving some type of knowledge, you don't have to every time give your version of the story.
What if they ain't saying shit? Because it didn't say nothing about them talking. What if they just saying nothing? Now what?
By not making yourself equal with them, you would now search yourself to be the one to speak. You would be even more quiet.
Because, okay, making yourself equal to them is now doing what?
Thinking that what you have to say is just as important as what they have to say.
So now what should you do?
Refrain from saying.
Refrain? What else could you do?
I can say it. I kind of want to say it like an advice way. Like if you feel like you got something heavy to say, like confirm it with the man over you. Like meaning
he ain't got nothing heavy to say. Let me help you out. Nothing you say is heavy. Nothing you say is heavy. You got what, you know, a year and a half in the truth. They got been in the truth since Christ was wearing, you know, diapers. What the fuck can you have to say that's heavy? So I'm thinking back to what some shit I said, and the whole van was quiet. And I'm like, hold on, you didn't hear me? And then the general said, hey, niggas left right here. I'm like, oh, these niggas playing me. But I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson at that point. I learned my lesson to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? What do I have to say? What is that? What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? I had to apply for a damn visa for the white man permission to get in the country. What could I have to say that's life changing? That's life altering? What the hell do I have to say that's just, it makes a difference in somebody's life? Nothing. Obviously, I need help, right? Because the white man got to give me permission, right? Shut the fuck up. What you should do is, Salaki, so you need anything? Salaki, do you need anything? You need something? Says, how would you feel if that boy just stopped right now and say, Mommy, you need anything? It would just break your heart. It would just, see what I'm saying? Yeah, because you taking care of his needs right now. I'll say it again. She taking care of his needs. So he could run his mouth. When would he say, damn, she making a difference in my life? Damn, Salakia. You all right? You need anything? That's something heavy, though.
Yeah.
Not what you reason your little dumbass head in front of the mirror, brushing your beard. Yeah, this precept would go good with this. And Ecclesiasticus so and so. Nigga. You know. Salakia. Because I asked the question. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I'll just answer it. And he asked it twice too. I obey the law. He asked the question twice. You get the point? That's what you want to do. And then the brother say, nah, I'm too wild. Let it go. Go in a corner and talk to yourself. Call your woman. Call your friend. Just don't talk to him. Just it. Right. Now, if he comes and he talks to you, listen. Right. Don't make yourself equal. Wait. Right. Don't get excited and cut him off in his speech. Right. Be classy. Right. Have some class. Act like somebody taught you something. Right. Act like it wasn't raised on a farm in the barn. Not in the big house, but in the barn with the donkeys and the sheep and the pigs. Right. Act like it was raised in the house, not in the barn. Right. But until then, just leave him alone. Right. Because your biggest problem is, whatever your biggest problem is. Right. He's solving everybody's problems. Right. And now he had to stop thinking about this solution to hear your battle on Facebook. Right. And the precept you pull, oh, snap. Shit, man, that's a cut. Now I had to go back to this fool who, trying to do some dumb shit. Right. It's having a certain amount of class, maturity, not being a child. Right. Give me despise the youth. Let no man despise. Is that the end of the verses you wanted?
It's like I said, it's just a little last part.
Give me that. I'm gonna tell you all the other verse I want, right?
It says, and when ancient men are in place, use not many words.
Read that again.
And when ancient men are in place, use not many words.
Give me 1 Timothy 4:12. Somebody hold it for me, all right? And when ancient men are in place, you use not many words. What does that mean? You could talk now. The scripture is not for now. Use as much words as you want. See, the young man knows what's going. See, he talking to mommy, right? And mommy is just stomaching him. He hold mommy mouth and doing this thing here. Did he make sense to you? No. But it would be good if you say, Mommy, what do you need me to do to help just make your life better? That would just make a whole difference. But until he gets to that part, you suffer him. Just understand what's going on when you run in your goddamn mouth thinking you're heavy. You fucking heavy. Salakia. What does that mean? You what's the last part? Use
and
when ancient men are in place, use not many words. When ancient men are in place, use not many words. Anybody?
Make it swift.
Get to the point. Just get to the point about it. Anybody ever been in UPK councils in here? Major councils? And these two brothers about it, right? Halfway through your elaborate report, what does the general cut in and say? Salakia, we ain't got time, man. What did you do? Don't tell me what you're about to do. Wait, or nothing? Pass. Because you just want to talk about how great and wonderful you are. Shut up. We ain't got time for that. Somebody with a gun in their mouth right now. Shut up. What did you do? You did nothing? Do something by next council. Moving on. Next city. You get the point? That's that. You get the point? I don't use a whole ton of words. Just get to the point. What about it? Just get to as best you can. Of course, now the men gonna be seasoned enough to know when you're trying to get the right word, and they're gonna be patient. But don't just going off at the mouth. Just don't do that shit. All right. Keep reading now. Give me the next verse.
1 Timothy, sir.
No, give me the next verse.
Okay, come, sir. Verse 10. Before the thunder goeth lightning, and before a shamefaced man shall go favor.
Break it down. Shapat?
Just like when you see lightning, you wait for the thunder. It's gonna. For a fact it's coming beforehand.
Or if you hear thunder, Shapat look at me like, nigga, what? Wait.
You see lightning.
No.
You're gonna see lightning. You're gonna see lightning.
How could you see the lightning if you hear the thunder? Don't use many words. You just said that just for saying its sake. If you hear thunder, what do you know?
Lightning spoke first.
Lightning struck somewhere. Somewhere.
Right.
You know that. If you see lightning, you know thunder coming after. But if you hear thunder, you know somewhere lightning struck, even if you didn't see it. You know that because lightning comes before thunder. Same way.
A shamefaced man shall go favor. So
same way what?
A man who shows humility.
Same way favor is shown to a shamefaced man before a shamefaced man is favor. What does that mean?
So basically favor be shown to someone who knows humility.
So if you don't even know the person, what could you tell by the favor being shown?
They are one who does know humility.
A river run deep enough?
Yeah, constant.
You mightn't see the lightning, but the thunder lets you know lightning struck.
Right.
The favor being shown is that person who has the power or in authority saying, this person is humble enough, shamefaced enough, it's not proud. And favor gets shown there. Because why? The world will teach you what? Why so and so and so and so? That's it. There's the reason.
Right.
Give me a 1-on-1. 1 Timothy 4:12, and then we're done. Quickly. He's still talking. But he's allowed to talk. Because he's young. And he needs to talk so he could develop what? This is so ironic about life. Why should he be allowed to just talk just gibberish? Just and sounds mommy, and hold mommy mouth and mommy. Why should he be allowed to do that?
He should be allowed. He should be allowed to learn to talk, so he knows when not to talk.
Yes, give him a hand. That's deep, bro. That's cheers. La SHALAM.
Right.
Serving the Lord is the place where you learn to kill so you don't kill. It's the place you learn to talk so you don't talk. That's it. You have the ability to, so now you be disciplined. If he doesn't go through this phase, he never gets to the point of knowing when to say what. You already went through that phase. You should know when to say what. However, read. Whoever
Let
had
no
it.
man despise thy youth.
Say it again.
Let no man despise thy youth.
Say it again.
Let no man despise thy youth.
Which was could happen to you as a young brother or a young sister in the school. You could come in and somebody despise you for your youth. You just young and dumb. That's it. You're just young and dumb. No man despise you for your youth. Keep going.
But be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation.
In what?
In word.
In what?
In word.
In what you say. Go ahead.
In conversation.
In what you say. Get the point? Which was could lead somebody to now despise you because you just, God damn, grow up, nigga. Mature. God damn it, sis. Shit. You get the point? It could lead you to that in that direction. Go ahead.
In conversation, in charity, in spirits, in faith, in purity.
Which leads to the other things. You understand? Your charity, your brotherhood, your faith, what you believe, in purity, and how genuine you are. And it really just comes like the scripture you just pull with the tongue. What you say out your mouth is so pivotal. It's everything. And it would be better. Oh, now remember the saying. It's better to be what? To be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. You all ever heard that? Yeah, that's a old ass saying. I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, motherfucker. It's better to be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Meaning, it's okay if somebody think you're stupid.
Right.
You might be stupid, but they don't know.
Right.
But then you one day come out your mouth and say, God loves everybody. That nigga's a fool. There's no doubt in my mind. They're stupid. You get the point? It's just teaching you a little bit of responsibility in the things you have power over, which is like your mouth. You have power over that. You have power over your thoughts. You have power over your members. It's teaching you a little bit of discipline and responsibility, which goes a long way. You're not going to leave the truth tomorrow. You have a ton of time to say a ton of shit. But for right now, you need to listen more than you talk. That's just it. You get the point? That's it. Right, the next question, just ask it tomorrow in class. I believe John Muhammad might be teaching tomorrow out at headquarters. You all can come down, check it out. Don't forget Passover, April 15th, 2022. Book your plane ticket, book your cars, whatever your train. Get down to Florida. We're going to be rocking it out Space Coast Center. I know you're scared about this coronavirus and this Omicron and Megatron and all this. I know they have a new variant, the Omicovitron, some kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? Don't worry about none of that shit. Purim coming up February, what? 14th and what? 14th and 15th. You'll make sure you'll get locked in all your schools. You know what I mean? Get locked in the truth right now. This is a good time to be in here. This is the Lord visiting our oppressor, and putting him under and weakening him. You know what I mean? Weakening him all the way. Make sure and get strong in the Lord. Stay faithful, stay strong, pay your tithes. All right. With that, pass the class over to priest and officer Shabbat.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We at our I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers. You can find this in Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. And Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced by I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest funds. Priest offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. Purim, 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. Monday the 14th of February and Tuesday the 15th of February, 2022. You can find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. Remind Akim and Akwakim to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, and scarf. And with that, I say amajum, which means to stand. We give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Majum, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham.
Yad Yamatah, Soul, which means to turn. Sisters, Majum, which means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Majum, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Alatham Hashem Yahushua.
Yad Yamatah, class dismissed.
Hey,